Welcome to Paige's Lessons. I am going to get into the lesson right away before I talk about where I was. So I think in the week that you are sick, in the moments that you just do not feel good, for me, I had a sore throat, runny, stuffy nose, pretty low energy. That whole time, unfortunately, I was in a brand new country that I wanted to explore, but I was sick. And the thing is like you have to honor your body. So the lesson I want to get into is, I guess, starting with some questions for you to think about is, how come in the moments you're sick, in the moments you are not feeling your best self, is when you are the most self-reflective, when you're thinking of like, oh man, I wish I could be doing X, Y, Z and all these things. So acknowledge like when you are healthy, that is such a gratitude moment. It is such a, I'm just like really, really happy in those moments of I could do so much, like I have so much resilience. Like just make sure that you're not enjoying and being grateful for your life only in the times you're sick. Like being grateful for your life is a 24/7 job. No matter the health, you're living your fucking life. And you do have so much autonomy. You pick the jobs, you pick your partners, your friends, you pick where you're going to live, where you're going to sleep. Like it really all ends with you. And if you decide, right, you make choices to get married, to live with other people, to have a certain job that has these expectations, like you go into that. Like you know what's coming, right? So I'm so pro autonomy. I'm pro we're choosing this dream life of ours. So remember those moments of like, I'm really fucking grateful for my life, not just when I'm sick, but every fucking day. I can wake up, I could choose life, I could choose what to do and how to spend my time. Super fucking important. So all of that kind of came to me. I'm still recovering from being sick, but all of that kind of self-reflection and gratitude came when I was sick, and I was sick in Copenhagen, Denmark. Now, this was a really special trip because my mom, she stayed in Copenhagen back in like the 80s when she traveled here on holiday with her friends, and she has spoke so many wonderful things. And I remember her telling me about Copenhagen, even in my childhood, I remember. So it was kind of like I guess in like a memory for my mom. And I even stayed, in the same hotel that she stayed in. So it was really a nice, like, full circle moment. Now, the problem that I had this whole week, not only being sick, but it was so freaking cold, man. And I'm from Colorado. Like, I should be used to the cold, but I'm not. It's fucking cold. Yeah, it was a bummer, and it gets dark at 3:30. So I really had to like go and explore the things like right away. So when I arrived in Denmark, first of all, the the airport is fantastic. So people are like so nice, like security, like everything's easy. The transportation to get to city center, like transportation on point, everything's super fucking clean. So Copenhagen for the win on public transport. And I arrive and there's the Tivoli. I don't know how to say that actually in Danish properly, but the Tivoli is what I see, which is this big park, and they had a food hall. So I went there quite often to this like food court style. Amazing stuff, amazing food. And what else did I do there? I also took a day trip to Malmö, Sweden, which was only a 30-minute train ride. I'm going to make a whole episode on that next week. But what else did I do? Oh, yeah, I walked around and got amazing, like, hot chocolate and pastries. Oh, my God, the pastries in Copenhagen are so amazing. Like, they really, really take this craft very seriously. And the sweets were spectacular. I visited it's like the Hans Christian Andersen Little Mermaid statue. It was so cold. It was like 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know. I think that's like 0 or something Celsius. But yeah, it was so cold. But I saw the statue. I got a picture with the statue. It's like, one of those touristy things you got to do. And yeah, I was just sick for the rest of it. So besides walking around, taking pictures of the beautiful city, I didn't really get to go to any museums or anything like that, unfortunately. But I did go. I will end it at the episode with this. I do recommend you check out this commune there, which I didn't even know existed, which was pretty cool. But it's called Freetown Christiania. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know. But yeah, it's basically this hippie commune. It's a neighborhood that began in like 1970s. That was a squatted military base. But now, like, there's just all of these artists. Like, I could not take any pictures. It was prohibited. But you walk in, and there's even this sign that's like, you're not in Europe anymore. Like, there's no tax. Like, it's just a very weird space. Time doesn't exist. But you walk in there, this little community, and like I said, there's a bunch of artists. So they're selling crafts. There's coffee houses. There's shirts and little trinkets and things like that. So like a lot of artists can sell their things. And then there was an alley that people were selling weed, and that's where you go. And I didn't see any cops. I believe the cops really can't do anything on that property. But it was so fascinating to just observe and watch. Like, I just walked around. It was also like kind of like on an island sort of thing. Like, it was surrounded by the river bend. So yeah, it was just a really cool. I also went in winter, so there was snow everywhere. I'm sure during the summer it is poppin', but like there was still a lot of people. But I definitely recommend going, and I want to visit Copenhagen again in spring or summer when the weather is a lot better. But I had a really good time. It was just very unique. It was very random. It was just a cute little thing to experience as a tourist. I really enjoyed it, and it was different. And then I also went to this really famous spiral church. I can't even think of the name right now, but it's just a really popular church with like this like spiral. It kind of looks like a wedding tier cake. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Copenhagen. Like I said, I was only there a week, but majority of it I was sick. And so it's really a time of self-reflection and also excitement. Like, I'm excited to visit again. And I think that's something else in my travels that I've just been learning lately is, if I'm there for a week or two, like no matter how long I'm in a place, there is this effort of like, or this attitude, I do not have to do everything all in one trip. Like, I can go back. I am allowed to visit again, which just makes me again really fucking excited that I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna come back either alone or I'm gonna show a loved one like, hey, like I checked this out, this was fun. So I'm really looking forward to those moments of like returning somewhere that I've already been. It's going to make it feel a little bit more comfortable and familiar. So I am really looking forward to visiting Copenhagen again. It was very clean, good food, beautiful. I mean, even in the cold winter, they had awesome Christmas markets. Like, it was lit up so beautifully. But your girl is coming back when it's warmer because I can't handle the cold. Not my favorite. That's all for this episode. Is those lessons and my experience in Copenhagen. And you are going to hear next episode about Sweden. That was a really fun day trip that deserved its own episode, and the lessons I learned on that day trip as well. And then following Copenhagen, is Amsterdam. So I cannot wait for you to listen to that episode. But for now, take care. Make sure you are checking in on your mental health, and I'll catch you next time.